Republican Representative Matt Gaetz understands how much trouble he is in, and this is a kind of trouble that Matt Gaetz is not used to. He could either talk his way out of the previous things, he could get daddy to bail him out. None of that is able to happen right now. And as a result of it, newly released documents show how desperate Matt Gaetz is. But these aren't secret documents. It's not phone calls. It's not text messages. It's not Venmo receipts. It's his financial disclosure forms that came out this week. And you know what we learned? We learned that Matt Gaetz is spending like crazy, couple of $100,000 to run damage control to try to salvage his career. In fact, the day after the New York Times story broke, revealing the entire investigation, the day after, Matt Gaetz spent $116,543 on new ads. New ads for a guy that hasn't had to run ads in his previous political campaigns. These were direct mailers, by the way. Print up these things, say everything's bogus, everything's fake, support me, I'm the victim. In an area where he's never had to do that. He's also paying a couple $1,000s to Roger Stone's group to get some consulting on how to handle this scandal and everything that's going on around him. Of course he would turn to Roger Stone, right? The guy should be in jail, but he's not, thanks to Donald Trump. The guy tried to get Richard Nixon out of all his legal trouble, so of course that's the person you turn to when you realize your entire life is screwed. And Stone, let's be honest, based on his history, he's really not that good at it. So yeah, smart spending there, Matt. That's going to totally not backfire on you. But all of the spending, $170,000 total on these new ads. And of course, recently he spent even more on ads right here in his district to attack CNN, which has nothing to do with anything, but okay. He's trying to paint himself as a victim. And again, it is very telling because I live in his district here. This guy hasn't had to run advertising campaigns. It's a deep red district. Once you get past the primary, you're set. He doesn't have to debate his opponents. He never does. They call for it. They don't do it. He won't do it because he doesn't need to. So him spending hundreds of thousands of dollars here back home, that tells you everything you need to know. That tells you he is panicked and frightened and understands the gravity of this situation that he is currently facing. But there's more. It's not just about the money that he's spending. And he's also, by the way, had to spend a lot of money with this group, I think in Arizona, a fundraising specialist to help him raise more money, because that's the other part of it. It's not just what he's spending, it's what he's not raising. His fundraising's starting to fall a little flat. And one of the biggest differences is that he's not getting any money, didn't get any money at all from his fellow Republicans in Congress during this first quarter of this year. Believe it or not, folks, that's actually unheard of. That is typically something Republicans do for one another. They all have their own little PACs. And when they see a member not raising enough money, but they've raised a lot, they will, kind of just transfer like, okay, boom, I'll give you this because I'm set over here. I will send you money. Because previous quarters, Matt Gaetz did get plenty of money from other Republicans in the House. This time, not a dime. Not even from his good buddy Jim Jordan, who previously had given to him. He's in trouble. And now he knows he's in trouble. He's having issues raising money. He is having to burn through money like crazy to make this scandal at least seem more palatable to the public. And it's not working. But here's the kicker. Here's the best part of all of this. None of his spending matters. None of his ad campaign matters. Here's why. As I mentioned, as I repeatedly say, this is a deep red district here. If he doesn't go to prison, he's going to win re-election easily. That's not a problem for him. That's not an issue. So why worry about spending the money? Maybe he's afraid of primary challengers. But even still, that seems a little far-fetched. And two, if he goes to jail, the spending will have also not mattered. So there is no amount of money he can spend. There is no consultant he can talk to and pay money to that is going to get him out of trouble if trouble is ahead for him. And he knows that. He's just trying to get ahead of the curve on the PR front, because right now, that's all he can do.